Hey, welcome to Diet Starts Tomorrow. I'm your host, Mahesh Kotagi. If you're joining us for the first time, it's me talking to my friends, your favorite comedians, about food, junk food, embarrassing Uber Eats orders, pretty much everything that we all do that we don't want to admit. But today, I've got a good friend of mine, very funny, has a Don't Tell Us comedy special out, and just did something with Nate Bargatze. Please keep it going for Liz Glazer, everybody.
Thanks. Thank you.
How are you?
Good. I am so excited to talk about food because I have a lot to say.
Let's do it. Let's get right in.
So, and Mike is, you're here.
I'm
here.
You're
fearless
here.
producer Mike Albanese is here. He's in the room. This is good.
I say this because like some of this, like I have talked about with Mike because we've talked about foods. I don't know what like vices I have right now, but I'm really trying to get to like
no vices.
Yeah, and enlightenment, and just like here's the thing: is like I desire a life where good things can happen to me, and I don't need to like dim them with something that makes me feel bad about myself.
I like that.
Sure.
And that's an ideal. And I think that, like, I don't know, what I've tried to do is, like, employ practices in my life, like meditation, journaling. And this is, like, I mean, you didn't know me before. Like, I was a nervous wreck, overachiever, asshole. And so...
That sounds like me.
Really?
the real me.
Minus the overachiever part.
Minus the overachiever.
He's a nervous asshole.
I'm a nervous asshole.
Well, I don't think you're an asshole. I really
you don't know me that well. Mikey knows me.
But I just, so it's like, I know like deep down that the vices come from me believing I don't deserve to just like have a good moment.
I like that. That
and
makes
so
sense.
And that I don't trust that I can have a good enough moment without some supplementation of something. So like we've talked about, Mike and I, Alan Carr books. He's this guy, he's dead, but a quack, basically. He was an accountant who wrote these books as though he was a doctor, but they happen to be a genius, like philosophy.
Okay.
Anyway, he's helped like a lot of people to quit smoking with a book about quitting smoking. And it's
I've heard of this guy. Yes. Okay.
But he also wrote books about like quitting everything else. And he has a book about emotional eating, and he has a book about it's called Good Sugar, Bad Sugar. And the first line of Good Sugar, Bad Sugar is life is sweet enough. Ooh. And here's the thing. In many ways, it's not. I mean, we're talking right now in
specifically right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet.
We're not in the best timeline right now.
Exactly. And so that's the thing is like, and I was talking about this, like, I feel like the whole month since the inauguration, right? Like, it's like, what are the things that I can control and what are the things that I can't control? Because like I can't have 4 years or the rest of my life or really any amount of time worrying about these things that are wholly outside of my control.
Sure.
And so, you know, I mean, so much of addiction, like you go to AA and you say the Serenity Prayer, right? And really the Serenity Prayer is that. It's just like, what are the things I can control? What are the things I can't? Let me try and focus only on the things I can, not the things I can't, and let go of the other stuff, because something around addiction and addictive substances is trying to control the moments that you inherently can't, I think. But anyway, so I have a toddler who I call a baby.
Me too.
Okay. And the thing is, she is totally fine with that because I'm like, who's the baby? And she's like, baby. So I'm like, clearly it's you. And then she looks at me. She's like, baby. I'm like, that's right. I have been using my skin cream. She's got a Cookie Monster book.
Oh, okay.
Right? That's her, Alan Carr. And now Cookie Monster, of course, has to be like, you know, updated for the times. Oh. And the way that they've done it is like, the whole book is like, cookie. And then it's like, and also fruit. Like literally a page.
In moderation.
And then they tried to make the fruit monster, and then they were like, well, we can't do that either. That's just, we're not allowed to say that.
It's literally
That's
this
hilarious.
one page. It's like, I also like fruit. And it's like, cookie. candy. Do you? I don't think so.
Fruitcake.
He's like, legally,
It's just bread filled with candy. All right, perfect,
legally, I've been
perfect.
recommended to write this sentence. In
Yeah, totally.
And also fruit. Have an apple. Shut up, Cookie Monster.
Because like now, my daughter's in a stage of like she knows the words she knows,
Right.
Okay.
and those are like her catchphrases basically. So
yeah.
then that's on the fruit page. She's like apple. I'm like, yep, that's right. So whatever.
I'm happy for you that
Thank
you're on
you.
this enlightenment journey. And so I feel bad for what I'm about to do
Yes.
next.
Oh no. Yeah.
So we do try food every podcast.
Good.
And I decided to move it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I do have something for us to try if you're
Good.
willing.
Yeah, of course I am.
Everybody's doing it.
I'm not. All right, fine, I'll do it.
So it's the time of the season.
Ah.
We've got limited edition M&M
Wow.
strawberries and
What?
cream.
Okay. Great.
They're hard to get. They only have it in some CVS's, and they do sell out.
right.
Spoken like a real fat kid.
Buddy, I see
These
my
are limited
Some
exclusive to CVS.
So we have to eat the whole bag.
Hey,
It's limited edition.
And some fruit.
I know.
Strawberries.
Yeah.
So just in case you were
Can I
wondering,
see the
yeah,
bag?
It says artificial flavor on it. Just
Oh,
in
there
case.
is a picture of a strawberry with
Yeah.
some cream on it,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. Because
So let's crack this open. Let's see.
So
what-
while we're eating this, do you want to talk about how
wanna talk about
strawberry
being healthy?
flavoring is pure chemicals?
yeah,
And
totally.
there's absolutely no
Is there-
strawberry.
can I see if there's any red dye 3 in here?
Also, do you like
Red 40.
like do that for the ASMR freaks?
I was
no,
gonna
but
say,
that's actually a good
I don't want to
idea.
call them freaks, but I feel like they would like that.
Yeah.
So
I can't open this.
here, let me try. Can I do it?
is it because your hands are covered in butter? You fat
Yes.
fuck.
It's grease. Okay, it's grease.
Well, I was saying butter because
Oh,
of
that was way
chicken.
too easy. All right. Well, you,
Okay.
do the honors. Here.
And should I eat like my natural way?
do whatever's natural.
But
for
I
you.
will say this: after years of podcasting
Okay.
with people that like to eat, try not to chew right into the mic.
Oh yeah.
People hate it.
Really?
As much as I like it, I get so many comments on
see,
different
this
podcasts
is how
that
you
people
do
hate
there.
it.
Here,
But
we'll get
don't
it.
some people love it?
I don't know. No one's ever said they did.
Okay.
Just in case you're listening.
So there's 3
and-
colors. There's a red.
Yeah.
There's a pink, and there's like
Which
a
one?
purplish.
You know what it smells like? It smells like the body spray my sisters wore when they were in middle school.
hot.
Tastes exactly like I thought it would.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I love it. You like it?
It's pretty good.
They don't make
Initial-
artificial strawberries
Yeah.
and cream flavor because it's not delicious. Like let's
Right,
let's
right.
try it real.
Strawberries tasted like this, I would eat strawberries more often.
I know. Well, if you buy those ones that are like $1,000, you know, the
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Korean ones or
Harry's
whatever.
berries
Yeah,
or
they come with, like, an egg
those
crate.
too. Those I tried. I'm like, this isn't even good.
Yeah.
The one in the egg
I haven't
crates.
had them.
Yeah.
Was it not good?
No.
Have you had the cotton candy grapes?
Yeah. Okay. Here's
What's-
my thought about that.
What does that look?
What's wrong with grapes? Literally, nothing's wrong with grapes. They
Nothing
weren't
wrong with
broken.
them.
And now it's like, but the level of different flavors of grapes. Like grapes are like now like manna from heaven where it's like, oh, it can take on whatever flavor. And I'm like, it's as though there was something wrong with grapes. Like I would imagine like broccoli. Broccoli is something that like I like broccoli, but like
I like broccoli.
it's not, you know, if I say it, everyone isn't, your mouths are watering necessarily.
Not like cotton candy. I mean,
But like, why is that the fruit that has to taste like all these other things?
wait, what else have you seen? What other flavors have you
Because
seen?
I've seen gumdrop grapes, and I've seen Jolly Rancher candy
What-
flavor grapes.
Just so I don't ever go to this grocery store ever. Where would you find those?
I mean, all in New Jersey. I'll bring them to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll bring you different
His eyes
grapes.
just popped out of his head from excitement and the blood pressure.
Mostly the blood pressure, but also
Yeah,
excitement.
I mean, I'm happy to share the grapes,
That's
but like,
awesome.
I don't even remember. I see them all the time.
Really? I've never. Have you
Cotton
seen
candy
that?
grapes?
Yeah, those I don't like.
No,
No, because
Jolly-
they taste
she's
like cotton
saying
candy. and
Jolly
I don't
Rancher
want to eat cotton
grapes.
candy. Yeah, Jolly, but grapes
You don't
have
like
become.
cotton candy? Who doesn't like cotton candy?
I like it for a bite.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
I'm as
fair.
big as I am, surprisingly, without the sweet tooth.
interesting.
I think I've said this before on this
yeah, he
show. I
doesn't
don't have a
have a-
huge sweet tooth.
No.
Until I do.
Right.
Like if somebody, I
You
will
gotta
not.
get
I
out of
will
his
not
way.
go look for this. I won't go buy cookies. But if
Right.
someone brings it to me, I'm like, oh, fuck, I
Yeah.
gotta eat these, and then I'll eat the whole pack.
Right.
But I don't seek
Yeah.
it out.
That's good. Well,
Right.
that's good at least.
Yeah.
I seek it out. Mm-hmm. Like I saw this on. You know what else I saw?
What?
You saw this on his vision board, and it reminded him.
Burger King.
This is a little
This
piglet.
is,
I
this
love
is
it.
an exclusive to Diet Starts Tomorrow podcast.
Yeah.
Burger King has a donut Whopper coming out soon.
I mean,
Wait, why do you know that?
Buddy, I'm in the mix. I'm
every
in the mix.
person who's like an interesting eater, right, has thought of donuts as bread. The fact that it's taken this long for like the fast food places to catch up, I'm just like, what are you guys like thinking about? That's not donuts as bread.
I think what it is it's hard because you got to get the right kind of glaze. It's a glazed donut. But okay, so
You know what's crazy? It's the easiest thing ever. You take two donuts, and you put meat on it. Buddy, I worked in the restaurant business for a long time. 20 years ago, Cypress Street Bar and Grill, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right
what
now.
kind of donuts do they have?
Glazed.
Right.
Just regular
Were they
glazed
good?
donuts.
But that's the South. No. Here's the thing. Northeast New York, you don't get good donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, best coffee out there. They beat Starbucks by a million.
Sure.
Donuts are trash. There's only one good donut spot that I've had in New York, and it's in Long Island. It's in Hicksville. I actually have gone there 2 weekends in a row.
Really?
House of Donuts.
Oh.
It's been there since, I believe, 1973.
Have you taken the donuts home and made a sandwich?
I have not.
And why not?
It feels like too much work.
Okay. Well,
It's not a health thing. It's a work thing.
Well,
sure.
at least you're lazy and fat, and not just fat.
I took the trip out there.
Multiple times. It's
Yeah.
multiple.
Well, so I screwed up. So I went last weekend
Okay.
to run errands,
Yeah.
and I go in and I was gonna get 6
We
donuts.
need donuts.
I was gonna get like 3 donuts.
Not a Costco's got better price. I saved 2 cents a roll. Oh, guess what? I'm here.
Well, I panicked because then the girl was like, "What would you like?" And I panicked and I said, "I want a dozen donuts."
Yeah.
You panicked.
Good.
Ordering donuts.
What? I was just like, I was on the spot. I was like, I'll take a dozen donuts.
Yeah.
Can we do the next episode with you attached to a blood pressure machine? I honest to God don't know how you're alive.
Can we go to the donut place? I work out every day.
You do.
I don't
What
look
do you
like
do?
it, but I do. I do the elliptical.
Oh, okay.
I do low impact.
Sure. Well, I mean, impact isn't great for anyone.
Impact is
you know?
bad.
Yeah.
Low impact is good.
Yeah, I think so.
But the donut place, this House of Donuts,
that's high impact.
it's real good. I feel like a glazed donut has
Yeah.
to be a certain like lightness, consistency.
Sure, of course.
But Texas, I feel like has the best donuts of anywhere I've lived.
Let me ask you this: is it a donut cut in half, or is it 2 donuts?
So the place
Because people that
Yeah,
screw
I
up,
was-
they do 2 donuts, and
Right.
that's
It's
too
it's a
much.
donut cut in half.
That's better.
So there's a place in LA. It's called Be Sweet. It's a Filipino dessert spot. One of my favorite spots ever. They're known for their bread puddings.
Okay.
But they also do a Halo,
Okay.
which is a glazed donut cut in half with a scoop of ice cream in the middle, and then they put that in an
interesting.
ice cream sandwich machine, like the sandwich panini
Yeah.
press.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well,
Unbelievable.
it's time for me to go on the record that I don't like ice cream.
You don't like ice cream?
I don't like cold.
Why?
I'm not into
Is
cold.
it-
I
it's the
like room
cold.
temperature food.
Would you do ice cream cake? Because then you got the
Oh,
warm.
yeah, you do ask for, when I say, do you
Yeah.
want cold water? You go, do you have warm?
Yeah.
Or room
Well,
temperature?
I agree
Yeah.
with that. I don't like cold drinks.
Yeah. I don't like
Okay.
cold
Is that your teeth?
anything.
Is it a teeth
No.
thing?
No.
This is a personal
It's a
preference.
preference, and I think
So
I'm
when you
right.
drank
Yeah.
warm beer, warm whiskey.
Sure. Yeah, I wasn't like a huge beer drinker, but
okay.
like, yeah, I've
I
not.
guess red wine's warm, and I love red
Sure,
wine.
sure. Yeah, I am like, I don't want to think about the temperature of the food. And so if something is too hot or too cold, I'm like, it's not
Okay.
ready. Like,
It's
it needs to get to some other lower energy
So
state.
when you order fajitas at a restaurant, you go, please don't put them on the sizzling plate.
Bring
I
me an
prefer my
ice cold
fajitas
plate.
no show. Thank you.
No smoke. No smoke.
No
please.
performance for my fajitas if that's okay
Right,
with you.
right. Well, that would be better. But like,
Oh.
yeah, I'm not into, I don't
Okay.
care for ice cream.
All right, that's
What
fair.
about this? Can I pitch a product
You know,
idea?
please.
that
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
I want to have it's trademarked right here from Mike
Yeah.
Albanese. Starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
I want to create an ice cream brand called Mostly Toppings,
Good.
where it's 80%
Right.
of the peanut butter swirled chunk bomb,
Right.
and then just held together by
yeah.
ice cream.
Well, that's
don't-
great.
I don't
I'm
mean,
digging through ice cream for the stuff. I want
Yeah.
mostly stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Oh.
I prefer the ice cream. Van Leeuwen. You like Van Leeuwen? They
Too
do.
expensive.
Yeah, it is. But
Sure.
they do a lot of this. They do a lot of the
joke. It's a joke how expensive that place is.
But the
Really?
thing is that's what you're going to have to pay to get mostly toppings.
Sure.
Yeah.
Unless you make it yourself.
Is it wrong? I don't know how we fact check this, but
There's no fact checking
Right,
anymore.
right,
And there's no way to know.
Okay. I heard that Ben and Jerry's, I don't know if it was Ben or Jerry, one of them has like a flavor tasting thing that like is kind of broken. Is this and so that's why there's so much more stuff in their ice cream.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I guess like as they were taste testing, it was like, do you taste it now? Do you taste it now? And then like when he tasted it was some point at which there was like a lot of stuff in it.
Wow.
And so that's like how they've
I believe
differentiated.
that.
Yeah, it's something like that.
I actually have the opposite.
Okay.
I've actually been tested.
You taste
Long time
too much?
ago,
Where do
I
you
took a
get tested
test
for food. Taste buds.
when I was in the process of Food Network
got
stuff.
it.
I got tested
I didn't
for.
know that you did that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had 2 failed pilots. We can talk about it.
Which we want to watch. I do. Can we do a sit down and
Yes.
watch?
Sure.
I'd love to.
But I am technically known as a super taster,
Okay.
so I can actually detect flavors on
Oh.
the highest end of the scale that
Wow.
most people can't.
That's
It's like-
amazing.
yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't think you guys treat me differently. I mean, honestly,
I was going to treat you worse, but
I
now they
appreciate that.
That's
treat you
so
better.
cool. Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
right. So the opposite.
But I can also
Taster.
like, and my fiance can attest to this. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be like, even smells. I can be like, something's wrong, something's off, and she's like, "You're crazy." And then I'll find like one little burner's like 2. It's like crazy stuff like that. I can smell when a
Didn't you
tomato's
sniff
2
out a
days from
gas
being
leak
bad.
in your apartment last
Yeah,
year?
I sniffed out a
remember
gas leak
that,
in my
yeah.
apartment that nobody else could smell. I was like, "There's a gas leak coming right now,"
Wow.
and I can
He's
smell
like
it.
a
yeah.
dog.
I got a real,
Yeah.
real good sniffer on me.
Okay.
Okay, circling back real quick.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Mike does have a point with the I hate to say this.
Yeah.
You do have a point with the cotton candy because I'm a fan of the cotton candy ice cream.
Yeah.
But it's only good for the first bite, and then
Sure.
you kind of lose that like cotton candy like vibe to it.
Right. Right. I just like grapes.
You just like plain.
I mean, not to be like the
natural.
added
What is it?
page
Vegan
of,
grapes? No, natural. What is it called?
Organic.
Organic.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer artificial grapes. Real quick,
artificial.
not to come in here with facts.
Yeah.
Ben Cohen, the Ben
Yeah.
of Ben and Jerry, has significantly impaired sense
Yeah.
of taste
Oh,
due to
wow.
a condition called anosmia.
Okay.
Meaning he can't smell very well, which impacts his
There you
ability
go.
to taste
Yeah.
flavors.
Right. That's good.
Making
Yeah,
him
yeah.
one with the one with the bad flavor, and that's why they increased the
Yeah.
stuff in there.
So there you go.
Huh. Okay, so no ice cream. What was your dessert? What's your sweet choice?
I mean, I'll still eat ice cream.
Sure,
That's
sure.
the thing.
But it's not
like,
preferred. It's not like you're not going to reach
Yeah.
for it if that's the big
No,
thing.
no,
What
it's
would you
not.
go for?
Well, I mean, I love like the idea of cake. Any chocolate, like
Okay.
like my whole For You page on Instagram is like cakes being cut in 2.
I like that. Have you seen the
yeah.
thing with the dental floss?
Yeah,
That's
I have.
cool. Have you seen? You probably know this, Mike.
About cutting cake.
Cake. You use a dental floss and you cut
Yeah.
the cake, and it like goes.
Never seen it,
perfectly.
buddy.
Doesn't-
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
then also the one with like the wine glasses, like that
I've
does.
seen that.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Right.
I think that's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. But yeah, just anything pillow foods. Foods that are pillowy.
Okay. Consistency wise.
Yeah.
Cotton candy.
I guess, yeah, but that's a little that's like
I'll
frizzy
get off the cotton
hair.
candy.
So you don't like a crusty bread?
Well, I do, but I'm just saying. I mean, I feel like the question was related to
Yeah,
like
like what-
desserty.
Oh,
So
I'm
I
sorry,
guess
I'm
so.
sorry.
You
Yeah,
would do like
no.
a cheesecake, but you don't do the crust.
Well, I don't love dairy. I don't
Okay,
like
okay.
leading with dairy. It's not that I
Okay.
don't have dairy.
Okay.
But if something is too dairy,
You don't want dairy heavy. Got it. Okay.
Or
so
ju-
like a cake
yeah.
with like a.
because I start thinking about the cow and I think about
Oh.
how it's coming from a breast and milk and
Oh.
the whole, and that milk is pus. Because I also watch a lot of pimple popping videos.
See,
and
this is
I'm
why
like,
I like milk.
Huh?
This is why I like milk.
oh, really? Yeah. So all of those thoughts, like
Okay.
the reason that I started being vegetarian, which I am.
You vegetarian? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I eat fish, but the
Okay.
reason that I stopped eating meat was that I kept having thoughts about the animals. And after a certain point, it's actually similar, I guess, to like the addiction thoughts, where it's kind of like at some point after eating meat, like eating burgers and like thinking about my cat, I was just like, this isn't fun.
Okay.
I don't need the experience of thinking about this while
Okay.
I'm eating a burger because it actually is getting in the way of the burger.
That makes sense.
So I don't need to eat this anymore if I'm going to have these thoughts.
Because you're not going to enjoy it either way.
Right. Because
You might
like,
as well
what
not
is
try it.
enjoyment?
Yeah. that
It's
makes
not
sense.
this, you know? And so, so the intrusive thoughts of the food being in my head while I'm eating the food cause me to not want the food.
Okay.
The thing with artificial, like high fructose corn syrup type of sugar is that it's very compelling.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the moment
I
that
want to
you're
eat that
eating it.
bag. I'm
Yeah.
still thinking about eating
Right.
that entire bag.
Well, but what's annoying to realize, and this is like where Alan Carr is such a genius, is that it's by design. So like that is designed to
make you wanna
us
crave it.
think about it.
Yeah, I am thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'm listening to you, but I'm also thinking about the
Right.
M&Ms.
It makes sense. And so, the move of Alan Carr with everything is to like get you to start realizing that enough that you stop believing that that's going to satisfy your craving for
I see.
anything.
Yeah.
And this is
And-
why I don't eat sweets. Because only when they're within arm's
Right.
reach
Yeah,
do I
yeah,
eat
yeah.
them. But I don't
it's
think
a
about
nice
them any other
mindless.
time.
It's a mindless thing. You can just be like, all right, I'll take a couple of these,
Right.
pop a few of those. Okay.
Right. Anyway, so, but wait, did I not answer your question? So what would I go for? Yeah, something pillowy.
Okay.
I don't know. But to be honest, like now I'm really in a journey with a
Yeah.
lot of this stuff. And
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
like I have a habit which isn't great, which is that there's not a lot of food right near here.
No, there's
I've
not.
noticed.
There's
you
some
know?
fast
You haven't
food.
looked hard enough.
Okay. So
There's
tell
some
me.
incredible food around here.
Where?
Wait, what kind of food are you talking? Because I know there's some. Don't go that way because you got Chick-fil-A, you got Five Guys. I've stopped there before and after some podcasts.
Sophie's, aren't you?
ShopRite has.
I love ShopRite.
Honestly, I don't want to backtrack us, but ShopRite has fantastic slices of tiramisu cake.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Fantastic.
First of all, nobody talks about ShopRite. It's amazing.
But that's good though.
Yeah.
It ain't called Shop Wrong.
Yeah. But like for real, it's like
ShopRite's great.
it's so great. I sometimes go, there's one on my way home that's 24 hours. So if I have a
Oh.
late spot,
Yeah.
then I can go like basically middle of the night to ShopRite. It's great. And Once Upon a Farm at ShopRite sometimes is on sale.
Oh, those are expensive. Those
It's-
pouches are like $4 a pouch.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I took a picture because my wife was like, can you get a lot? Because they last a while.
They do. Yeah.
So it's like you might as well get a lot. But I bought $118.23 of Once Upon a Farm stuff.
Which is like 2 pouches.
Yeah, it wasn't that
Well,
much.
what's in
but
them?
yeah.
Am I crazy? And look, I don't have kids, so
Yeah.
this is completely ignorant.
It's just process. It's like a
No.
fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
It's
blended up
slightly
fruit,
less
right?
processed
Less
than
processed,
some other
yeah.
brands.
And less
So
sugar. That's
what
the
is
main
to
thing.
stop a parent
Yeah.
Making your
from
own.
just getting a bunch of the same vegetables in a blender?
Yeah.
It seems to be like a one-pot
Time.
meal.
Right.
And then you just
Time.
stick it in the freezer,
It's
and then you
time.
shove it in their face. Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So,
I also said it about I was going to make my own
Yeah.
dog food for my dog. I was just going to
Okay.
cook, and that
Sure.
lasted literally 0 times. Never once
Right.
have I done
Yeah.
it,
Right.
but I was convinced. I was like, how can I not
Well,
make
and
my
it's a good
dog's food
idea in
fresh?
theory. It's a great
Right.
idea. It's
Yeah.
just the execution is.
Well, and I think also that whatever the processing that they do, it may. I mean, I don't know that it actually is or isn't safer, but there's something about like because I
make
investigated.
you feel better. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like, I mean, stuff gets recalled obviously, but like I think the vast majority is like it's fine.
Yeah.
So I think there's that, but also it's like they've taste tested it. It's really good because they've tested it or whatever it is. And so I think there's those reasons, and it's like annoying because like usually that's the first snack that she has at school because I drop her off and then like 45 minutes later she has snack. So if I gave her like a frozen smoothie,
It wouldn't. Yeah.
it's not going to be the right temp by that point. You know what I mean? So I think it's those
Yeah.
reasons.
The,
It's
the
just, like,
bunny
easier.
crackers are really good. Have you seen
Oh, I
those
haven't
bunny?
had
They're,
that.
like,
Yeah, I know what you
Neapolitan?
mean, but
Those are good.
Yeah.
I was like, my son dropped one. I put it in my mouth. I was like,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna eat this whole box as soon as
Yeah.
I go to bed. Like it was good. It
Yeah.
tasted like it's like almost like what Oreos or whatever should be.
Sure.
It's like because it's less of the. It's like just like 5-10 ingredients.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, this is what food's supposed to taste like.
Yeah.
If it didn't have all the stuff in it. But
Right. Yeah. So, yes, I definitely eat her snacks. And my consumption of fun cheese has gone up significantly.
Fun cheese, like
Fun
string cheese.
Well, she's not eating slices of expensive brie.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Like she's not into Roqueforts?
Right. So
she doesn't have one of those tiny little knives that you...
Yeah, she'll have like string cheese or like a slice of smoked Gouda. She likes that.
Okay.
But any kind of cheese, she gets very excited. She's like, cheese. It's really adorable.
I love cheese.
Yeah.
What's growing up? Speaking of growing up, what was your favorite? Did you take lunch to school? Did you buy lunch at school? What'd you do?
On school lunch.
Okay.
It was terrible.
In Jersey.
Yeah, but like a private Jewish day school, kosher.
Oh,
so I'm sure they like charged $1 million.
Dairy kosher or meat
Well, it was only dairy in our school.
Yeah.
Our school was all dairy.
Yeah. So what is that? Well, explain that to me.
It means that it only tasted good if it was burnt. And so
no meat.
No meat at all.
No meat.
Oh, you're not.
So either meat or dairy. You can't combine the two.
I see.
Right.
Oh, so
Right.
yours was dairy only.
The school was dairy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, which is like an easier way of doing that. When I went to high school, they actually had like meat days and and different days for dairy. They had both, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was a little bit different. I'm pretty sure that was true.
There. So what's educate me on Jewish food. What's what's really good? What's not so good?
Sure. So my daughter's palate, like she's basically an old Jewish man.
Okay.
Where she loves brisket, she loves chicken soup, she loves gefilte fish. Which
is gefilte fish? Is that a type of a fish, or is that a way it's prepared?
So it's not. It's the preparation.
Okay.
There's
it's the noise you make when you eat it.
Wasn't that on Rush Hour? Wasn't there like a gefilte fish thing on Rush Hour? I don't know.
Really?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, there's a really good kids book called The Carp in the Bathtub.
Okay.
By Barbara something.
Okay.
And
put a picture right there.
Sure. Yeah, it's a really good kids book.
Okay.
And it's basically like this family, I think in Brooklyn, like somewhere in New York City, is like prepping for, I think, Passover.
Okay.
When they're going to have gefilte fish, and they have a carp, a type of fish.
It's a type of fish.
That's
okay.
living in the bathtub, and it's like about the little girl in the family's relationship when she like goes to pee and stuff with the carp that's in the bathtub. And then it's like coming to the realization. I don't remember like what happens in the book, so no spoilers. But like basically, she develops this relationship. The carp is there for ultimately getting killed to be in gefilte fish.
Yeah.
And again, I don't remember like the resolution on that front.
Okay.
But it's a really sweet book, and the illustrations are good. And it's like whatever. So. Any fish, I think, like a classic like white fish, I think could be made into gefilte.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be one type of specific thing.
I think that's correct. I think
What's
it's
the
like
gefilte part. What is that? A spice?
I know. And the reason I laugh is because like if you ever taste gefilte fish, you're like, there is not a spice in sight here. Yeah, it's like basically more of a texture, and the texture is gross. It's basically meatloaf, but fish and cold.
Oh, it's cold. You eat
Carp,
cold.
whitefish, or pike.
Sure, right.
And it's just a jellied fish
jelly.
patty.
Now that's a different jelly.
Not everybody does the jelly. So if you get a jar of gefilte fish, like my wife, for example, is a huge gefilte fish fan.
Okay, so she likes it. She's got an acquired taste.
Yeah, like if I was like in the kosher aisle on an off-season day, like no Rosh Hashanah, no Passover coming up, and it's just like whatever jar they have from like the last holiday, she'll like have that, which fully grosses me out because it's gross. My mother doesn't do like carp in the bathtub homemade gefilte fish. She does kind of like semi-homemade, if you remember that show. But like where you can buy a loaf, and then my mother mixes that with like a carrot layer, a spinach layer with like horseradish or whatever. And so then it's this 3-layer like tricolor gefilte fish terrine. I'll eat that.
Delicious.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm not going on the record with delicious.
I don't know about
it's
the
still
jelly
gefilte
thing.
fish.
Yeah, I don't know about jellied, but that sounds
there's no jelly. She doesn't do jelly.
Jelly is like it's like a
Preserved?
jellied broth. That's how it stays in the ready to eat stuff.
Yeah. You don't need that.
No.
I don't think like
I think it's just preservative.
My mother's is good.
Yeah.
Like legit, it's good. But it's still gefilte fish. Okay. My daughter loves it. And my daughter is like, she's like, can I get a pickle with it? Like that's her taste buds.
Wow.
Is like deli.
That's great though. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to you've been to B&H, I assume?
Yeah.
B&H Dairy?
Yeah.
Oh, the best.
Wait, B&H Dairy?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
I was thinking about the camera shop.
No, I'm confused.
I don't know if they do. I'm sure they have bagels, but
no,
that's
but
not
there
like
was
their
a
thing.
place that closed years ago that was, I feel like it was H&H. That's what I'm
H&H
thinking of.
bagels.
Yeah, no.
It was
but
on
that's closed.
Seinfeld. There was a strike.
You should go to B&H. It's right across from Basilica.
Okay.
Ukrainian Village in the East Village.
Sure.
It's amazing. It's literally like just a row of seats.
So what do you
that's
get
it.
there? What do you order there?
Smoked whitefish sandwiches,
Right.
split pea soups, borscht.
It's not exactly my flavor preference, but like my wife loves it.
Okay.
And
I'd take the kid.
My daughter does.
If she's begging for a
I
pickle,
know.
like this is the place to go.
Yeah. Yeah, she would really like it, I think.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
interesting. Okay, so then what's a food that you don't recommend?
A lot. Like, well, I grew up. My dad was Latvian, and so there was
Okay.
like a whole area of our fridge
Is that
where
like Orthodox or
no, it's like from a place
from Latvia. Yeah.
from Latvia.
Is that your
but-
Seinfeld reference?
Latvian Orthodox.
Latvian Orthodox.
Okay, got
I'm
it.
thinking of converting. Why not?
No, like herring and
So a lot of fish.
yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't want something that's like too fishy. You know, I'm not.
I can't eat. I don't eat
like
fish.
this. Yeah.
I've tried. I eat fish only from Indian restaurants because it's like the exact opposite. It's like thousands of different. It's
Right.
very spicy. Very.
Right.
You don't even taste. Like you don't even know that you're eating fish.
Interesting.
Other than from the consistency of the melting.
Yeah. What is the name of a dish with that? I would get that.
You can get like a Goan fish curry.
Okay.
Because
fish
Goa is
curry.
like South India, so like this. I'm from
Okay.
South India, so there's a lot more people eating fish because we don't eat beef.
Yeah.
So we're not allowed to eat. Really, we're not allowed to eat any meat.
Right.
But fish is kind of like one of those things. Like,
Sure.
Is it a meat? Is it
Right.
something
Right.
else?
Right.
Who knows?
Right. Yeah.
And so that's what we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, any fish curry is really good.
Okay.
It's,
I'll try that.
It's just like a chicken curry, really.
Right. Yeah.
Salmon with like Indian spices.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
good.
I'm gonna make salmon later.
Are you?
Honestly, so I make salmon. I do soy sauce, vinegar, and date syrup.
Date syrup.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And it's really good. And I say like, so my daughter's teacher, this was honestly like it was a kind of weird interaction, but I loved it. She's like, hey, so the salmon that she had for lunch, did you make that? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I had it. And I was like, cool. And she's
That's
like,
awesome.
it was so good. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, this is a fully weird conversation.
It's like, I ate your
I
daughter's lunch.
loved it.
I'm sorry. Did you happen to prepare your daughter's bologna and ketchup sandwich? I had it. You're eating my kid's
I
sandwich?
loved it.
Did she ask you to bring one? Did you like pack an extra tomorrow?
I was like, well, I'll give you the recipe. So I wrote it in like the chat, but like I felt like such a chef. And then honestly,
That's awesome.
yesterday my wife is a better cook than I am. I have like
Okay.
2 recipes that I'll make sometimes, one of which is that salmon. But like my wife like actually knows how to cook.
Okay.
But sometimes will make stuff that Eloise doesn't love.
Mm-hmm.
And so she made cod cakes and like
Cod cakes. Okay.
yeah, I liked them, and I had whatever. It's like we can't send meat
Is it
to
like-
school, so there's
Okay.
like limited stuff that we can make, and it was
Okay.
sort of like crab cakes but cod cakes.
I see. Okay.
And
that
I
makes
could
sense.
see, but anyway, so then
Is it
the
a
same
kosher
teacher.
school?
No, but it's like kind of for kosher reasons.
Sure.
I
Okay.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway, but then she was like, what was today's lunch? And I was like, because she did not like that. And it took everything for me to
hilarious.
not like throw my wife. I wanted to be like, well, Karen made that. Because now I have like this vested
see
interest.
Karen.
You got a rep
Care to take over?
now.
Yeah.
Care to respond?
Yeah. Well, because another time Karen had made these egg bites, which are really good, like the Starbucks egg bites, but like we made them at home. And that same teacher was like, who made the eggs? Because she does not like them. And it's like now like Karen's like down 2 points
That's
and I'm
hilarious.
up 1.
Also, this teacher is awesome. Just like
Yeah.
eating everybody's food.
I
Could you
love
imagine if
it.
she's texting all the trying every kid's food?
well,
It's
I like that she's like into giving compliments or roasting you.
That's kinda cool. I like
if
that,
you
actually. I
don't
respect
make
that.
a good food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now I'm basically making lunch for her.
Yeah.
That's
So,
funny.
yeah.
What's if you had to only pick, we're almost run out of time here, but if you had to pick
Yeah.
only one food you could eat for the rest of your life, what would it be? Or what ethnic
dish.
food? Yeah, what
A
dish?
dish?
What
Yeah,
meal?
What meal?
Well, honestly,
Death row meal, but you're dying every day. What is it?
okay, then a shrumami from Sweet Green.
Shrumami, what is that?
It's the mushroom-based salad
Okay.
from Sweet Green. Add hard-boiled egg, add avocado, add pickled onions,
I like
except
pickled
one
onions.
time I couldn't stop thinking that maybe they had listeria.
Oh,
They
well,
didn't.
Of course not.
But it
now
was
I'll
an
never be able to
intrusive thought.
not think about that.
Well, yeah,
When I was
so
at
I've
Sweet
stopped.
Green, so there might have been also like a nut or a screw or a bolt in there. But yeah.
Why? Did they have those?
Oh, yeah,
Really?
They found metal chunks in their food. So
Oh my God.
allegedly
Wow.
in their food. Yeah.
Ah.
Today's episode is brought to you by Sweet Greens.
I love Sweet Green. And here's the thing is like, because in that question, I am going to go practical because
Sure,
I'm on the
every day.
island, you know?
Okay.
And also the poops after a Sweet Green,
Not bad.
Unparalleled.
You can't beat that.
I like journal about how good they were, you know, because they're that good. So yeah, that's my vote.
What's the worst thing you've ever had in your life? What is like something that stands out that you're like, that was
The worst thing I've ever had? I don't know.
okay?
I mean, a lot of things. I'm really grossed out.
You get grossed
Yeah,
out.
like I mean, going back to school.
Yeah, there you go.
Like a pizza. They had this disgusting pizza. It honestly looked like a skin rash. The pizza, unless it was burnt. And
Okay.
so the only way that I could have it was if it was burnt.
It was
And
only ever two ways in school, especially in elementary school. It's
Yeah.
either like, did you guys
Amazing.
breathe on this to cook
Yeah.
it, or did you put
Burn
it
it,
into the
yeah.
fire?
Right.
There was no perfectly
Yeah.
good pizza.
But those
that's
school
fair.
pizzas, that's like one of my favorite memories of like.
Oh,
growing up,
really?
though. I've been
Yeah.
I've been looking up lately YouTube videos
Yeah.
on how to make a elementary school pizza
Wow.
because I miss it. You remember those like with the
You can buy
sausage?
them. It's called Elios. They're in the frozen
Well,
food
but
section.
not ours because
Exactly
it was
the same.
kosher.
Yours was kosher.
Yeah.
So what would the kosher be?
I don't
no
know.
meats. It's
Oh,
just
well, yeah, but I mean that the actual pizza like had to be
kosher.
kosher.
Okay.
Just something about it was Mariah's school lunch pizza. I gotta believe it's the same. It's bad.
Huh. All
It's
right.
really bad. And also, like a lot of the other stuff at the school lunch wasn't great. I remember the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. First of all, when
How did they screw
something
up a peanut
tastes
butter
like
and jelly sandwich?
'Cause it tasted
Industrial
like-
peanut butter is trash.
Industrial
well,
peanut butter?
maybe, yeah,
What is
and
that?
it tasted
just a
like
giant tub?
It's
refrigerator.
like stretched all the way thin, like it's.
Oh, yeah, totally. But yeah, you know when something tastes like refrigerator?
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't. I just
Well,
can't.
for some reason, schools in our country, they have a per 1,000 students, they have a $3 budget.
Oh yeah,
Per
yeah.
stu- like
right.
it's insane how much,
Yeah.
Right.
how many corners they cut in school.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
so
some of the
that's
schools
gross.
are cool. Some of the schools that actually do it right, it's like, oh wow.
Did you ever see that Jamie
Sure.
Oliver special when he was going around to schools to show them
Okay.
how they actually make chicken
I
nuggets?
think so. Yes.
With the students, and they were like,
It's just
he
a
took
bag.
the chicken and he blended it, and it was this pink sludge, and then all the
my
kids
God.
are like, "Ugh," they're puking, and then he goes, and then what they do is they take the sludge, they bread it, fry it, and then as soon as they saw a little fried thing, they're like, "Get me!" and they all ate it. He was like, "Oh my God, we're screwed!" Like he thought they were not going to touch it
Right.
and change their lives, and he was like, "This backfired so hard."
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
so
you fry that? I'll
interesting.
take that.
Yeah, was that fried and crispy?
Yeah.
You got a little barbecue sauce.
Well, Liz, this was a lot of fun.
It really
Where
was.
can people find you?
Oh, follow me home. No, don't.
She makes a
But-
great salmon.
Yeah, I'll leave it at the door. No, at Liz Glazer.
At Liz Glazer.
everywhere.
Check
Yeah.
out your Don't Tell special.
Oh yeah.
And then the Nate Bargatze.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. It's
yeah,
all there.
This was great. Thank
Thank you.
And then
Thank
you do
you
our
so
show
much.
you do our show a lot. Come
love
over.
your show.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
We'll be
Yes.
back in March.
Oh,
so,
fun.
yeah.
Okay.
We'd
Cool.
love to have you again.
Thank you.
And come back
I
and do the
love you.
podcast anytime.
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks.
Thanks, everybody.